You know when you're watching a movie and it's set in some ancient, sun-drenched desert city and you just think, wait, is that place real? Well, today, we're going to journey to a real-life fortress of mud and clay that's actually starred in more blockbusters than a lot of famous actors. So, where do we start this story? Well, funny enough, not in ancient history, but right on the silver screen. You see, this one particular Moroccan village has become the go-to spot for filmmakers who need a setting that feels completely, absolutely timeless. Okay, so what do these massive hits actually have in common? I mean, besides being epic, right? They've all got these legendary characters, for sure. But there's something else, something they all share that's totally real, something you could actually go and see for yourself. And the list is just, wow. We're talking about the iconic desert scenes in Lawrence of Arabia, the gritty province of Zucabar in Gladiator, heck, even the slave city of Yunkai, the Yellow City from Game of Thrones. And here it is. This is the place. A fortified village, a ksar, that looks like it was literally ripped out of the pages of a history book. And you know what? It kind of was. But believe me, its story is so much more than just being a pretty background for a movie. Okay, so let's hit pause on Hollywood for a second. Let's really journey back in time and figure out what this place is and, why on earth it was built right here, of all places. Our story starts right here in Morocco, a beautiful country in North Africa, a land of stunning mountains and deserts that's been a real crossroads of cultures for centuries. And the location of Aït Benhaddou? Totally not an accident. You don't just build something this amazing in the middle of nowhere for no reason. It was actually a super important stop on an old caravan route, a really vital link between the Sahara Desert and the incredible city of Marrakesh. And this is what they came up with. A ksar. And it's not just a castle, okay? Think of it more like a whole fortified village. We're talking houses, public squares, even mosques, all packed together inside these huge defensive walls. It's just a stunning example of traditional Moroccan architecture. And people have been here for a long time, like 1,000 years. The very first fortifications, they go all the way back to the 11th century. Now, most of what you're looking at today was built around the 17th century, but they were using methods that were already ancient by then. But, and this is key, by the 1900s, its whole reason for being started to just disappear. So to really get why this place almost vanished off the map, you gotta look at what it's actually made of. Because this isn't some stone fortress, no. It's made of something much, much more delicate. Get this, the walls are built from the ground itself. It's all rammed earth, adobe, clay bricks, all held together with wood. It's honestly an amazing example of sustainable building, way before that was even a thing. The main technique they used is called rammed earth, or ksar. It's pretty straightforward, actually. You just take some damp earth, mud, straw, you mix it all up, and then you pack it down really tight to make these super dense walls. It's a genius idea, and it's cheap. But, and there's always a but, right? It needs constant, and I mean constant, maintenance. And that's its Achilles heel. That's the big weakness. If there's no one around to take care of it, a place like this can basically just melt back into the desert in a few decades. Seriously, a city made of mud is beautiful, but it's also incredibly fragile. Okay, so let's put the pieces together. You've got this city, right? It was built for one reason, trade. And it's made of a material that needs a ton of TLC. So what do you think happens when that reason for being, the trade, just goes away? Well, in the 20th century, modern transportation changed everything. New ways to move goods meant those old caravan routes just stopped being used. And just like that, the main artery, the economic lifeblood of Aït Benhaddou, was severed. So what happened? People started to leave. Families moved to more modern towns, looking for better opportunities. And with no one left to patch up the walls, they started to crumble. The rain just washed the earth away. The whole village was just slowly, quietly fading away. And honestly, it probably would have disappeared for good. It would just be another pile of mud in the desert. But then, an unlikely hero showed up. Not with soldiers or anything, but with movie cameras. 1987. This is the year everything changed. It's when the world finally woke up and recognized how special this place was, officially making it a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And suddenly, Aït Benhaddou had a new purpose. That UNESCO status, it brought in money for preservation. And that ancient look? The very thing that made it so fragile was exactly what Hollywood was looking for. So the money from all those movies, plus all the tourists who came to see it, went right back into restoring the village, using those same old-school techniques. So what's Aït Benhaddou like now? Well, it's in this really interesting spot, kind of balancing its ancient history with a very, very modern reality. Picture this. On one side of a river, you've got the old, historic ksar, and right across from it, there's a modern village where most of the families live today. And this new footbridge connects them both. It's a perfect symbol, really, of the link between the past they're saving and the future they're building. And even though the ksar isn't that buzzing trade hub it used to be, it's not a ghost town, not at all. There are still a few families who actually live inside those ancient walls. They're kind of the living guardians of this amazing place. But the fight isn't over. The challenges are still there. I mean, the very thing it's made of, the earth, is still its biggest weakness. And just recently in 2023, an earthquake hit the region. It caused new cracks and damage, and it was a pretty stark reminder that saving this place is a constant, ongoing battle. So that kind of leaves us with this big question, doesn't it? The very thing that saved Aït Benhaddou was its timeless, unchanging look. But in a world that's changing faster than ever, with crazy weather and unpredictable events, can a place that looks like it's frozen in the past really survive? You have to wonder, what's the next chapter for this unlikely Hollywood star?